Hi, my name's Darrin Lythgoe. I'm the author of TNG. I've just installed version 11, and in this video I'm going to be showing you a few of the new features and things that have been changed for this version. I'm starting from the administration menu. One thing that might pop out to you right away is this bar near the top that says Important Tasks. So if there's something that needs your attention right away, you will now see it up here in this Important Tasks area. For instance, maybe you have new user registrations that you need to approve or reject, or maybe you haven't backed up in a while. You'll see a note for that up there. You can always collapse this if you don't want to see it, and the next time you come back, it'll be here subtly reminding you, and you can open it again to see, oh yeah, that's what it is. Once you've taken care of everything, that section will go away until the next time you have something important to do. Something else that you might notice are all the numbers to the right side of each section. Now you can get a quick vision of how many people or families or sources you have in your tree just by looking at the admin menu. Something else you might notice down here on the right is we've added a category for DNA tests. So this is a tool to allow you to enter and keep track of information on DNA tests that may have been taken by people in your family or in your database. So you'd come here and say, click on Add New, and you can enter the test type. Maybe it's autosomal or Y-DNA, mitochondrial, you choose. If there's a test number, you can enter that. Or if the date the test was taken, choose a person from your tree who took the test. You can use this icon over here to look up to find that person if you can't remember who they were. Enter the vendor, like suppose it was from Ancestry, and you'd enter that here. And then other important pieces of information may or may not apply to the individual test that you've selected up there. But all those fields are available for you to use if they're appropriate. Also, there's some notes there and a place to put links if you want to include a web link to an area where people can see more information about your DNA tests right there. Okay. So once you've saved, then that information will show up in this new table here, and it will also show up on the public side whenever you go to the page of a person who's taken a DNA test. Let's go back to the administration homepage again. A couple other things of note. You'll see now that the notes section has been pulled out of miscellaneous. Needed something to balance out the columns, you know. Let's go into miscellaneous and show you what I've done there. Now we have a data validation area. If I click on that, you'll see 10 pre-configured reports that you can use to help you identify possible problems in your data. So maybe you want to check and see if you have any people whose death date is before their birth date, or if they're marked as living but there's a death date. So these things could be an issue. So running that will give you a listing of the people in your tree that you might need to look at. Okay, back on the administration homepage, a couple more things before we leave here. One is under languages, added a few new language types. They're Arabic and Slovak. So you might want to check those out. And under setup, under template settings, we've added one new template. And if I show the previews, scroll over, it's number 15, and it looks like this. There are a lot of different things that you can configure, images you can change, and paragraphs that you can update with your own information. Okay, let's go over to the public side now. Here's my home page, and I'm going to look up one of my ancestors. It's my great-great-grandfather, James Lythgoe. And from here I'm going to show you that there is now a family tab near the top. If I click on that, it will show a nice family chart, courtesy of a user named Chris Moss, who is kind enough to let us use this in the core code. On the left side, you'll see now, here's my ancestor James Lythgoe, and you follow the lines to his children with this spouse, Martha Helis. Over next to him, there was also an icon to indicate that he has other spouses, so if you want to view one of those families, you can click there and choose from one of those. On each of these boxes here, you'll notice there are arrows wherever you can jump to a new family. So if I want to jump to my great-grandfather's family, now he's over here on the left and his wife on the right, and my grandfather in the middle and his siblings. So this is a very useful and interesting chart that we've added. I'm going to go back to an individual, and from here I'd click to the Ancestors tab. And here's the normal pedigree chart, but you'll notice another option that's been added is a fan chart. And this is a courtesy of a user named Ben Wagner, who was kind enough to let us use this also in the full version now, version 11. And like with the other ancestor options, I could choose a different number of generations if I'd like. Wherever work is needed, those areas will be blank, but if I mouse over the other people in the list, you'll see I get a little more information, and I can then click through to any of those people. There we go, Samuel Singleton. Okay, one other thing to note up here under the Find menu, I've moved things around because searches tend to be what people do most, so those are now near the top. But a new one is called Search Site. And this won't work if your site is brand new because it relies on Google and what they've been able to index from your site. But if your site's been around for a while, a month or two, you should be able to come here and do a search and rely on Google's indexing to find anything anywhere in your site. So, for example, I have some people with the last name Helis, so I'll do a search for that. And here's a Google search results page with everything having to do with Helis on my website. So I can click through to any of those things if I want. So that's a cool new feature that we've got in version 11. There are nearly 100 other small changes that have been added, and if you want to look at those, you can go to the TNG 11 downloads page, scroll down to the bottom and open the change history area, and here you can get a full list of everything that has been updated or fixed or changed for this new version. So I'm excited for everyone to start using this and get familiar with it. Hopefully this is giving you a little bit of motivation, and thanks for watching.